Story, professional organizer, declutter, and really productivity expert, I would say, in terms of your environment. So Melissa and I were talking, and I'd love for her to share some of her big tips on how to declutter, how to change your mindset, stop the overthinking, because again, overthinking is often what has us stuck. It paralyzes us. It's not an action or a taking thing to overthink, right? And we get often stuck in the lab or stuck in the thinking, never taking action. For whatever reason, whether you're worried it's not perfect, or you're going to fail, or it won't work, or are you good enough, or are people going to laugh at you, or are you going to look bad, whatever the reasons are. Again, they're always unfounded, right? We always bring these self-fulfilling prophecies in. But Melissa has some great tips for you guys on stopping the overthinking and doing these mental dumps, emotional dumps. So Melissa, I'll let you share, and I'm going to maximize you here so people can see you well and hear you well.
For sure. So in terms of helping with overthinking and related to clutter, habits is a big one. So by putting into place certain habits on a daily basis or even a weekly basis, we can help reduce clutter. So simple stuff like, putting away the dishes every day. That can help you to kind of stop thinking about, oh my gosh, I have so much to do, by choosing even one or two habits to put in place every day that can help you just kind of actively take action and reduce clutter. Then after that, you could have like weekly habits that again are helping you reduce clutter. So you can maybe on a weekly basis, you have your kids, put away their toys, or that can be a daily thing. It's up to you. But basically just by implementing different habits that are kind of become automatic, that can reduce the overthinking, as well as mentally dumping on a daily basis. So that basically allows you to put all your thoughts onto paper, and then you can organize them based on you can basically choose to organize it the way you want to, but it could be by priority is a good way to do it. So you can organize tasks by priority, and then, say, okay, these are most important. And then the rest is like, okay, this is less important, so I don't have to worry about that right now. And you can schedule a time to do that. So again, that's helping with kind of reducing the amount of thoughts that are swirling around in your head, and helps you get stuff done without being completely overwhelmed by everything.
I love it too. You're right. Putting it down on paper, I find, is huge, because you're thinking, overthinking, and that's one of the ways I started sleeping better at night too. If it's something, I have a pen and paper right next to my desk, or my bedside desk or drawer, and it's just before bed. Okay, this and this I got to remember to do. Perfect. Or I wake up in the middle of the night. I forgot about that. I forgot to send him that, or do this, or tell her this. And again, just have a little pad. Write it. I even write it in the dark. It's messy, but you get it done. I write it in the dark, right? It's a great way too to sleep better, or to get something off your mind. Like I said, do that brain dump, get it out, and you get so much more aligned and clear. And then you can be like, you can look at things like, well, this isn't even important. Why am I thinking worrying? This isn't, crossing things off that aren't important. But then to your point, prioritize. What's urgent and important. What's on fire? What do I have to do now? What is urgent? And then I can plan to do what's not on fire yet, but it's important. So what is important I can do, and then what's not urgent, what's not important, and then some things you never get to those, and that's okay. Avoid judging and avoid worrying and anxiety if you don't get to some of these things that are not urgent and not important. I mean, why would you do them anyway? Or delegate them, hire them out. Before you say I can't afford to, I don't think people can afford not to, cut through the stuff that doesn't serve them and doesn't have them be at their best, and do what they love to do. First of all, what they're good at, what makes them money. Like for me, doing bookkeeping, no, or accounting, no, or admin stuff, no. It makes no sense for me to do any of that. My mentor Dan Sullivan says, do like your unique ability. Literally 2 or 3 things. That's all you should be doing during your day. The rest you should outsource and delegate. And Dan said, you can't afford not to do this, because otherwise you're going to grow so slow, or you're not going to grow because you're too busy doing all the other doing and the business stuff or the admin stuff or the life stuff, that you don't get done what you want to get done, and you don't do what you love and what you're good at. So yes. I have a great idea with the brain dump. Great idea with the brain dump.
Yeah, and especially for business owners, I think, and parents, and anyone balancing multiple things in their life, whether it's schooling, whether it's work, it's just everything can be a lot. So that's really important for a lot of people, is being able to delegate. And even if you are like a student, or if you're starting out as a business owner, find ways that you can delegate or ask like someone else to help by volunteering, whether it's a family member or someone, to help reduce the amount of things that you have to do on your schedule, and it allows you to focus more.
Yep, exactly. Trade, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're at work, trade with someone, trade tasks with someone at work in your company or the company you work for. Barter, if you have I don't know, let's say, for example, let's Melissa, maybe she's good at organizing. I'll trade an hour to her, bartering for some organizing or decluttering. And in exchange, I'll give her whatever, an hour or two of tools or coaching or some business stuff, feedback, whatever she needs. So it doesn't always have to cost money. And this is a great point, Melissa. I think people, they're like, oh, I can't pay for this. And again, remember, you can't afford not to do it, first of all. So if you can't really afford it, but again, find ways to trade and barter with people. I think people are up for all the time. If you're good, maybe at, I don't know, graphics or doing a logo or whatever, whatever it is, trade with other entrepreneurs, trade with other people in your company, outside the company, whatever you can do. I think that's a great point. And for overthinking, I teach people, it's called a pattern interrupt, and it stops that pattern, because overthinking is a habit and a pattern too. It's a pattern to stew and to get stressed and anxious and really probably fear the worst, when the worst is probably not going to happen unless you bring that into your life due to a self-fulfilling prophecy, because that's all you're focusing on, and what you focus on, you get. So the cool pattern interrupt is literally telling that voice in your head that's stewing, going around, oh, well, what if this, well, this is going to do that, and that's going to do that, and that'll blow up, and I'll lose all my money, and then I'll be on the street, and blah, 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 and this will happen, that'll happen. The catastrophizing we do. The key, that voice, what you want to do is tell it to stop it, and literally have a firm, not yelling, but a firm pattern interrupt in the language of NLP. Stop it. And that will shut it down right there. Or if you want to, I don't know if I tell it to shut up unless it's a negative voice. Feel free to do a negative voice pattern interrupt if someone says, or your gremlin saying, oh, you're not good enough, or oh, this isn't going to work, or they're not going to like it, no one's going to buy from you. Whatever that gremlin or devil or monkey in your back says, yes, feel free to tell that voice to shut up. But maybe the overthinking voice, just stop it. It's like, stop it. And be firm with it. And it works really well. Great pattern interrupt. And again, if you need, do the dump on the paper. Anything else? Any last tips, tricks, suggestions you give to people, Melissa?
I would say just focusing on mindset is a really big thing, because that can help set up successful habits, successful, career, successful personal life. It just helps set up everything. So by considering mindset and really like taking the time to write down your thoughts and consider everything that we've talked about, that can help really set up, your whole life, including reducing clutter and a successful life across the board. So.
Right on. Anyway, and distraction too. Again, the kitchen table, if you have family or people around, is usually not the best place to work, right? Or whatever, right? But yeah, minimizing distractions too in your environment is a big influencer of your success. So definitely work on your environment, clean up your environment. And before you say you're too busy for this, a lot of people I notice are too busy, and this comes without critique or judgment, because I used to be there. They're too busy to do this. In that case, you need to hire someone like Melissa, because she can do it for you, and you don't have to worry about the time involved. She'll help you do it. With mindset, she'll help you to clean out the clutter, the space, help you put in things that inspire you, that motivate you, and help you get rid of things that you don't even realize it's demotivating or bringing you down. And she can help you see that. She can help you see the clutter, what needs to go, what can stay, what should stay, what has to go. I think that's a really good point too. And again, just, is your space motivating you and inspiring you? I work from the cottage. I have a beautiful lake in front of me and beautiful trees. My space right now is very inspiring to me. Very inspiring. So work on your space. If you don't have a window off it, like my condo office has no window, so I put in a bunch of really bright daylight bulbs, so it looks like it's like I'm under the sun, and I love it. It's nice and bright. It feels like I'm in the sunlight. And you put plaques or shrines or sayings or pictures that your kids or nieces or nephews drew for you, or put stuff that inspires you and makes you on point and on purpose. I think that's very, very powerful. Melissa, how can people reach you? How can people, for organizing, decluttering, spaces, environments, optimizing the environment for performance and success? How can they reach you?
In a lot of ways. So you can email me at lettherebespace@gmail.com is one way. I have Facebook, so you can check out our Facebook page, Let There Be Space. You can call me 647-385-2249, and yeah.
Cool. Let there be space. I love it. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. It's great having you. This is great ideas and great tips, because your environment really does influence. If you change your mindset, you need to change your environment as well, in all sense of the world. The people you hang out with, the spaces,